Each of us uses hotkeys on a daily basis. Sometimes it happens on an autopilot, you don't even think about it. For example, it's easier to press the combination of keys Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V rather than right-click to call the context menu and in there press copy. And then the same thing to paste what you copied. Minecraft is the same way, it has a lot of hotkeys, which are often used by professional players. Today you'll learn about each of them. Perhaps we'll start with the function keys. There are not so many of them. F1. This key allows you to hide part of the visual interface of the player. Very often we press it to hide the hotbar and make a beautiful screenshot. F2 takes a screenshot. It's with this key that the screenshot is saved to a folder. By default, you can choose the resolution of the screenshot, but if you install the replay mod, you'll be able to select the resolution you want in the capture file. There are other mods that will help you to take a screenshot in high resolution. F3, one of the most important keys in Minecraft. By itself, it opens the debug screen at the top of the screen, which displays a lot of different technical information, including the current FPS, updated chunks, available memory, and much more useful information. But understandably, that's not all of it. By pressing the F3 plus Shift key combination, the game displays the profiler graph. It contains a lot of useful information, how to correctly display your FPS, rendering distance, TPS, and so on. More detailed information can be seen for each of the items by pressing the numbers from 1 to 9. And to return, just press the number 0. There's another keyboard shortcut. F3 plus Alt plus Shift shows TPS in real time. This is very cool, but sometimes the servers are blocking this feature, and without special access, even by pressing this key combination, you won't see TPS. In a nutshell, TPS is tick per second, a unit of time in Minecraft on which all game mechanics are based. It represents the pause between repetitions of the game world update cycle. An excellent TPS is 20 ticks per second. If it's too low on the server, there'll be lags in the world. This is not all the features. The F3 key has a ton more possibilities. F3 plus Q opens the help menu, showing all available commands related to the F3 key. F3 plus A reloads chunks. That is, if suddenly you're walking through the world and you see a huge black pit, sometimes the game lags and you can even see what's under the ground. To press this combination of keys, Minecraft reloads chunks, and they're displayed more correctly. On servers that lag not due to your internet, this will not work, but in a single-player game, it can help with graphical problems. F3 plus T reloads all textures, sounds, and client resources. This is a very useful thing that helps people who create resource packs, but also for ordinary players, this function is very useful. For example, on AFK fishing farms. Hold down the right mouse button, press a combination of these keys, everything is reloaded, and now your character can catch fish safely and without your help, while you can go and mind your own business. The only thing you should keep in mind that the player can be attacked by a phantom or any other mob, so you need to be extremely careful. F3 plus P enables or disables auto pause when the game window is minimized. That means you can do all that thing with the fishing and then also minimize the window, and surf the internet, text someone, or even watch movies. It's very handy, I use it often. F3 plus H enables or disables detailed descriptions of items. In other words, by turning on the description, you can find out the exact durability of your items, or the exact description of blocks and their name. That's also very convenient. But for example, I'd still add a little different function to show durability only. Sometimes I don't need to know what the name of the block, but to learn the detailed amount of durability, this is what's needed. F3 plus C. There are two possibilities when using this combination. Usually when pressing these buttons, the game copies a command to the clipboard that'll copy the exact coordinates of the player, even down to the dimension. Everything is so detailed that it even takes into account which way the player was facing. This is very convenient. By pasting and executing this command in the chat, the player is immediately teleported to the dimension in which he was at the time of pressing the keyboard shortcuts. But here's the thing, if we hold this combination for 10 seconds, Minecraft will cause an intentional crash of the game, meaning the game will be crashed. If you let go of the keys during the countdown, the crash of Minecraft will stop. I'm not quite sure why this feature was added. If you have any ideas, write them in the comments. F3 plus B is a very popular keyboard shortcut. It enables hitboxes of all entities in the game. It's often used by speedrunners in a fight with the Ender Dragon to know exactly where to aim to hit him. Mob hitboxes themselves are damage models around the enemies. This is not considered a cheating, but some servers intentionally disable this feature. F3 plus D is my favorite feature. By pressing this keyboard shortcut, you'll completely clear the chat from all possible messages that came to you, including commands and system messages. But at the same time, the history of using using commands will remain untouched, which is super convenient. I use this feature all the time. After the developers added the history of command usage even in different worlds within one version, it became even more convenient. F3 plus N. This thing was also very popular before version 1.16, because with these keys you could switch between the last two game modes, from creativity to spectating and vice versa. F3 plus G displays the boundaries of the chunks around the player, as well as hitboxes. It's not a cheat, but still quite a tricky function. With the help of chunks, you can easily find different things. For example, treasure or the entrance to an abandoned fortress. Also, very often servers disable this function. This is the end of the help menu. There's another combination. It appeared after 1.16. It's F3 plus F4. By pressing these buttons, we call the creative menu to switch modes. After pressing, you need to hold down the F3, and with the F4 key, select the desired mode. As soon as you have chosen, let go of the keys and your mode will switch immediately. I'd like to point out that it works only with enabled commands. Again, for some reason there is no default key for this in the settings, but somehow from ancient times, the F8 key turns on the cinematic camera, which moves smoothly regardless of the player's turn. Of course, you can put another key, but F8 is very convenient for me. To do this, you need to select it in the control settings. The key is not set by default in the game. The next key, as I think everyone knows, but just in case, F5 changes the perspective from the first, second, and third person. And F11 turns on full screen mode in Minecraft, but I do not advise you to use it if you have a weak computer. Okay, now for the most important part of the video. The very witchy things that use all Minecrafters, while newcomers think that it's a cheat or third-party modification. When we have an open inventory, pressing Shift plus mouse click on an item or stack, the game will move them from the quick access panel to the inventory and vice versa. In Minecraft, there is a concept of external inventory. It includes all functional blocks in which you can put something. Chest, furnace, funnel, horse, workbench, and dispenser. I think you get the gist of it. So, when such an external inventory is open, pressing Shift plus click on an item or stack, the game will move it from your inventory to the external inventory and vice versa. If a block has a special function, let's say, for example, the furnace, there are two slots, for food and for fuel. So the developers have also thought of everything for you. Pressing Shift plus click on food, it will automatically move food to the desired slot. And the same with the fuel. It seems like a little thing, but sometimes a few seconds can help you a lot. But there's another coolest thing. Double click. Let's say there are many identical blocks in your inventory or external inventory. For example, a stone. You take one stone in one hand and double click on the others, and they move either to your inventory or to your external inventory. The same works with single items as well as blocks. Trust me, it'll definitely cut down your time when organizing your storage area. The workbench also has its own functions. For example, you need to craft a lot of items or blocks. You open the crafting recipes, and with the pressed Shift, select the desired recipe. Thus, the game uses all possible resources that you have, and it'll build the maximum possible number of items or blocks. But that's not all. You can pick them up from the crafting table one by one, but it'll take a long time, and sometimes you need a few pieces. If you need to pick up everything at once, click on the item with the pressed Shift, so it'll automatically drag everything into your inventory. That's all the magic that's available without third-party modifications. There are of course various modifications that expand the range of hotkeys, but again, the most important are available by default. You can throw items with the help of the Q key. This I think everyone knows, but this is if we need to throw out one unit at a time. If we need to throw the whole stack at once, you need to press Ctrl plus Q. But you can do it in another way when the inventory is open. You select the desired unit or item, move the mouse away from the inventory window, and right-click. And you can also throw out one unit at a time. Or you can right-click and throw out the whole stack at once. There are also some more non-obvious combinations. I'll also tell you about them. For example, the mouse wheel. Very handy thing, previously was available only in the creative mode of the game, but the developers have also added this feature in survival. The fact is that during construction, sometimes it's difficult to open the inventory and transfer blocks to the hotbar. To do this, you can use the mouse wheel. For example, you're building something out of wood, and you're out of wood in the hotbar. Then you point at a desired block with the crosshair and click on the wheel. If you have that block in your inventory, it'll pull it up on the selected hotbar slot, even if there's something in that slot, and you won't have to waste time on rearrangement. In creative mode, the wheel works a little differently. Even if you don't have the block in your inventory and you click the wheel, it'll automatically appear in the hotbar. You can also use the wheel in the creative menu. By clicking on a block or item, you'll immediately take a stack of that block. The same works if you press Shift and left click, but the difference is that it works only in the menu, but the wheel even in the creative inventory will take a stack of blocks at once. You can also use the mouse wheel to place a stack of blocks. Take the desired block or item, then click the mouse wheel and move the mouse over the empty slots of the external or internal inventory. They'll be automatically filled. The right mouse button works on the same principle in survival mode, but it places one unit of block or item in each slot. It's also very convenient in the organization of the storage. If you need to take some blocks to the hotbar very quickly, you can use the numbers from 1 to 9. Each digit is responsible for its own slot. This way you can take a stack of blocks or items to the slot you need. Sometimes we need to copy a block with all its contents, for example, a chest with many items. This can be done by pressing Ctrl plus mouse wheel. This is how we copy a block with NBT tags. It can be any block with an internal inventory, like a chest, furnace, or else. A command block in which there is a written command and even a sign with already written text on it. Very useful thing. By the way, in the old versions, after copying the item, a pink line plus NBT was added in the description. In the new version, such information is not available. I think that you many times noticed this tab, Saved Hotbars. If you click here, you'll see it empty. Only some papers are visible. This is a very handy feature, but again, it needs to be configured. Go to the control settings and find the creative mode option. There are two settings there, save and load. So on save, set the Z key, and on load, set the X key. Now I'll tell you, in this menu you can store as many as 9 hotbars. For example, you're an avid redstoner. Throw necessary items and blocks in the hotbar, and then press Z, and a number from 1 to 9. And the same hotbar will be saved. To load it, you press X and the number in which the desired hotbar is stored. Such hotbars can have as many as 9 units, and not necessarily there must be objects or blocks. You can also store chests with the necessary loot, in general everything that is in Minecraft. Even command blocks with ready and prescribed commands in them. Very useful thing, but not everyone uses it because they do not know how to configure it properly for themselves. I almost forgot about the chat. As I told you, the entire chat history can be cleared, but everything is deleted, even the commands you used. Using the up or down arrows, you can switch between all the commands and text messages that you have written. F3 plus F. With these keys, we increase the range of render distance. That is, you don't need to go into the graphics settings, you can do it much faster. And here, F3 plus F and pressing Shift. We conversely reduce the render distance, also super convenient to use if you urgently need to increase FPS. F3 plus I. Very similar to the F3 plus C key combination, but this time we copy block or entity data. For example, its ID and coordinates. F3 plus ESC. Honestly, I never use this combination, but it allows you to pause Minecraft without going to the menu. That's the same thing that ESC does, but without the interface. I almost forgot about achievements. You can view them by pressing the ESC key and then selecting the Achievements tab. But this is also too long. The fastest and easiest way is to press the L key, which will instantly open the Achievements tab. It's good that on Java version of the game we can put in the second hand any object and blocks. This is very convenient, and to make it even easier to switch, you can press the F key. Holding in the main hand object and pressing F, the game will move the object into the second hand, and if you already held something in it, it will move to you in the slot it was active. You can do this even in an open inventory, just pointing the cursor at the item and then pressing the F key. But if in the creative menu we press Shift and click on the X, we can delete everything that we had in the inventory, even armor. There's also the Narrator in Minecraft. It's created for the visually impaired. It does its job very well. It can read out everything from buttons to chat messages. You can open it by pressing Ctrl plus B. Also by clicking on it, we select the mode of the speaker, and at the end we can turn it off. I have a feeling that I'm missing something. If so, please write what I forgot so I can like your comment and make the video even more informative. While you're waiting for the next video, I recommend you watching these, they're also very interesting. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like and hit that notification bell. See you soon!